Hello guys, and welcome to the final part of me making a film score generator. I know it hasn't been 2 weeks since the last update, but I was already pretty much done and just needed to fix a few more bugs. So anyways, the first thing I did since the last update was add the rest of the mood presets. These included the dreamy, peaceful happy, angry March, comedy, dramatic angry, and lost moods. I then added the instruments that were previously useless, like the guitar, harp, and voice. I made the guitar and voice use the same code as the harmony, and the harp generates arpeggios in random stressed beats with speeds and amount of arpeggios based on the mood intensity. I then fixed the bug that causes the melody to generate notes of only one pitch. It was caused by the default song phrases preset using zeros instead of Z's. I then realized that the song length was completely wrong, because it was set to the difference between the previous song's length and the end time of the current keyframe, which would keep on getting more. The reason why I made it like that was so it would account for the song length's changes due to FL Studio rounding the BPM. So I fixed it so that it would actually do that properly, except now that the song length did not fit into the measures perfectly. The harmony and accompaniment did not end on time, so I made the last notes of them be the difference between the length of the previous notes and the song length. When that didn't work, I removed the code that changed the song length, but that didn't fix it either. After another 2 days of pain and debugging, it turned out that I accidentally made the harmony's last note also add the original note length to the difference, which basically doubled the length of the last note. But in the process, I realized that the MIDI note length encoder was incorrect. When the note length in ticks had a remainder of 0 when divided by 128, it would make the actual note length 128 ticks less than it should be. So for example, a note that was supposed to be 128 ticks long would actually be counted as 0 ticks long. This definitely was one of the factors for the instruments not lining up properly. Also, in the process, I got an absolutely cursed note to show up in MuseScore. Because the note was below C0, MuseScore ended up setting it to the highest note possible, and I got this absolute monstrosity of a note. Then, I decided to limit the arpeggio lengths of the harp, because the arpeggios would literally go past FL Studio's note limit. And finally, because I was tired of having to manually set the instruments each time, I added code which would set it for me. It turns out that all I had to do was add OC0, then a 7-bit number of the instrument ID inside the general MIDI standard list. But when I imported the MIDI, the glockenspiel would end up playing at the song length limit. Turns out it was because I spelled glockenspiel wrong, and FL Studio interpreted the instrument setting event as a delta time. I swear, the smallest mistakes can cause me so much pain. After doing some final tests and changes, I decided I was finally ready to create the film score that I had been putting off for the past month and a half. Of course, in the middle of making it, I found out that the keyframing system, saving and opening system, the trash button, and selecting system were all glitched, so I fixed all of them, then continued. It took me approximately 1 hour of work to get 8 minutes of the music done, which is pretty fast. But the short time definitely wasn't worth the absolutely terrible quality of the music. Except I absolutely did not want to touch the project again and just wanted to be done with it. I might improve the generation next time I have to make a film score, because I really felt like I had done enough this time. So yeah, this concludes the series of me making a film score generator. I will hopefully upload normal Doggos science videos again. Bye.